Hey everyone, welcome back to our series on mastering the IELTS speaking test. Today, we're diving into part 3, which many find the most challenging. The IELTS speaking test can be a little scary, especially part 3. This section often makes test takers nervous because it involves discussing more complex topics. This part tests how well you can talk about tricky topics and say what you think clearly. You'll need to express your opinions and provide detailed answers. The examiner wants to see how you can look at a situation, explain your ideas, and give good examples. But don't worry, with practice, you can handle this part confidently. You can do great with the right tricks. It's all about preparation and knowing what to expect. There are no right or wrong answers. The key is to communicate your thoughts effectively. What's important is how well you talk. Your fluency, coherence, and ability to articulate your ideas matter the most. They want to see you speak easily, use good words, and use correct grammar. Expanding your vocabulary and practicing grammar can really help. They also want to see you think carefully and connect your ideas. Make sure your answers are well structured and logical. Remember, the examiner is there to help you. They are not trying to trick you, but to understand your English proficiency. They want you to do your best. Show them what you can do and be confident in your abilities. So take a deep breath, relax, and show off your English skills. Confidence is key, and with the right mindset, you can excel. Let's look at some helpful tips for IELTS Speaking Part 3. These tips will guide you in preparing effectively and performing your best during the test. Sometimes in Part 3, you might get a topic you don't know much about. Don't panic. It's completely normal to feel a bit overwhelmed when faced with something unfamiliar. The key is to stay calm and composed. The examiner doesn't expect you to know everything. They are more interested in your ability to think on your feet and articulate your thoughts clearly. They want to see how you can think quickly and use your words to talk about anything, even if it's new. This is a test of your communication skills and your ability to handle unexpected situations. For example, what if the examiner asks you about how robots affect jobs, something you haven't studied? Don't freeze. Instead, take a moment to gather your thoughts. Think about what you already know about technology and jobs. You might have read articles or seen news reports about automation and its impact on the workforce. You could say, well, I think robots will change how we work. They are already being used in various industries to perform repetitive tasks. It's already happening in some jobs. For instance, in manufacturing, robots are taking over assembly line tasks, which allows human workers to focus on more complex activities. Machines are doing the simple tasks. This shows that you can draw on your existing knowledge and make logical connections. By using what you know and saying things like "I think" or "it's possible that," you can talk about anything, even if you're not an expert. This approach demonstrates your ability to think critically and communicate effectively. Remember, being confident is important. Confidence can make a huge difference in how your message is received. So, take a deep breath, trust in your abilities, and tackle any topic with assurance. In Part 3, it's easy to want to talk about everything when you answer, but this can make your answers messy. Instead, focus on one idea at a time. This helps you give better and clearer answers. Think of it like this. Each question is a chance to show you can explain something well. By focusing on one part of the topic, you can explain it clearly, give good reasons, and use good examples. This makes your answers clearer and shows you can think well and share your ideas. Section 4. Don't repeat, expand your answers. To get a good score in Part 3, use lots of different words and grammar. Don't say the same words again and again. Try to use other words that mean the same thing and different ways to make sentences. For example, instead of saying, "I think technology is good" many times, you could say, "I believe technology is helpful," or, "In my opinion, technology is a good thing." Also, change up your sentences to make them more interesting. Using different words and grammar makes your answers better and more interesting for the examiner. Section 5. Listen carefully and take a moment to think. This section is all about the importance of listening and the power of pausing before you respond. Listening carefully is super important in part 3. It's not just about hearing the words, but truly understanding the meaning behind them. Really listen to the examiner's questions. Pay attention to the details and the context in which the question is asked. Don't just hear the main words, try to understand what they want you to talk about. This will help you provide a more relevant and insightful answer. If you're not sure, it's okay to ask them to explain. Clarifying the question can show that you are engaged and eager to provide a thoughtful response. It's also okay to take a second to think before you answer. A brief pause can help you gather your thoughts and respond more effectively. A short pause is fine. It shows that you are considering the question carefully and not just rushing to give an answer. It shows the examiner you're thinking carefully. This can leave a positive impression and demonstrate your critical thinking skills. For example, if the examiner asks, "What are the hard things about living in a place with many cultures?" This is a complex question that requires some thought. You could pause and then say, "That's a good question. Let me think." This shows that you are taking the question seriously. I guess one hard thing could be. This approach allows you to formulate a more considered and comprehensive response. This shows you're thinking about the question and giving a good answer. It demonstrates your ability to reflect and provide meaningful insights. Section 6. Practice and preparation are important. Practice makes you better, especially for the IELTS speaking test. The more you practice, the more confident you'll be. Find a friend or a teacher to practice with and give you feedback. There are many helpful things online and in books to help you prepare. Use IELTS practice tests, watch example interviews, and record yourself speaking to see how you can improve. Practicing often is important to feel confident and get better at speaking. So, practice regularly and see how you're doing. Section 7. Reaching your IELTS. Speaking goals. You can get a great score in IELTS Speaking Part 3 by understanding what the examiner wants, focusing on one idea, giving longer answers, listening carefully, and practicing often. You can do much better. Remember, the IELTS speaking test isn't just about what you say, but how you say it. Be confident, speak clearly, and talk with the examiner. Show off your English skills and how well you can think. Believe in yourself, work hard, and you'll get the IELTS score you want. Good luck!